Hello, I'm Robert Johnson. I've had the privilege of worshipping with you before, but now we need to do things differently, so I'll be sharing with you by video. There's all sorts of technology to help us communicate even though we can't meet together face to face at church. And most important, we have the Spirit of God, linking us to God and to one another. Today's Palm Sunday, and this week we remember Jesus on his walk to the cross. Now Jesus knew he had to walk this way on his own. Even his disciples didn't understand why he had to go this way. And as he entered Jerusalem, the crowds welcomed him, but Jesus knew what was in their hearts, and he knew that the cries of Hosanna would soon become crucify. Because Jesus wasn't going to lead an armed uprising. He had something more important to do, to confront the powers of evil with a greater power, the power of God's love. Unstoppable love. At other times, Jesus was on his own. He was praying in the garden. And his prayer was that God wouldn't forsake him, but be with him and give him the strength to walk the path to which he'd been called. His prayer was answered, and the world was changed forever. Jesus was on his own, but never alone. So this week starts the beginning of Holy Week. So why not take the opportunity that social distancing gives us to take some time each day to walk with Jesus to the cross and beyond. Perhaps find a time and space each day to go with him on his journey. Maybe you have With Love to the World that has something each day to help you. Or you might like to read a chapter of John each day. Start today with chapter 12 because that tells us about the story of Jesus on Palm Sunday. And then read a chapter each day. Actually, one day you'll have to read 2 chapters so that you get on Sunday to chapter 20, the story of the amazing news of the resurrection of Jesus. Take time to think and pray. Maybe in your garden, just as I'm sitting in your garden, just as Jesus went to the garden to find time alone with God. And just take that time to be quiet. Prayer doesn't have to be full of words. Just realise that God is with you. Perhaps as you're sitting in your garden, you'll remember those who've cared for this land, the first peoples of this land, who cared for this land for thousands of generations, and give thanks for them. After that time, why not ring a friend and share a virtual cuppa? Share the news. Encourage them, just as you would after church. Share and encourage each other, link to one another and to God in the Spirit. We may be on our own, but we're never alone. Thanks. I'll talk to you again next week. Peace be with you.